What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to the 86 rated baby icon Steven Gerrard player review. If you've seen any of the Road to Glories recently, you'll know all about this card. You'll even know my opinion of him. But if you want my definitive opinion of the 86 rated Steven Gerrard, you're in the right place. Now, stats-wise, not a bad card, actually, for an 86 rated baby icon. He's got 88 ball control with reactions, 87 composure, decent defensive stats as well, actually. 83 stand tackle, 80 slide, mid-70s for everything else. Interceptions, actually, 79, it's not too bad at all. 83 strength, which is decent. His stamina does let him down at 77, which even at the latter stages of his career, I'm sure is a little bit on the low side. 80 would have been more than sufficient there. 90 shot power, 87 long shots, as you would imagine, 84 positioning, and then of course some of the best passing ranges in FIFA. 90 short, 92 long with 84 vision. And again, that vision, in my opinion, try not to be biased here as a Liverpool fan, should be way up there. 88, 90 at least, even in the latter stages of his career. I think he probably still had the vision. My opponent for this game has the new informed Son, has Ribery. Someone's been very lucky in their Team of the Week packs. He's got Grimaldo there for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Why? Why do it to yourself? Into Bergkamp, Litmanen, Bergkamp, through to Mbappe. Mbappe cuts back on it. Oh, that's a penalty, ref. How are you? I mean, oh, look at the state of this game. There's Jari Litmanen. And that is off the post. Well, I can't quite believe he's missed that, to be honest. There's Mahrez. Comes out to Fabinho. This is going to come into Steven Gerrard. First goal for Steven Gerrard on the cards, maybe. Oh, it's in the back of the net. Steven Gerrard scores his first goal. And it's a typical Steven Gerrard goal as well. I've had some efforts with him, but that was the cleanest effort I think I've had. And we are 3-0 up and cruising. Gerrard in there brilliantly, and we're going to get a chance to break here. Dennis Bergkamp, little flick inside, good football, and again, oh, it's not quite good enough. I tell you what though, Gerrard did well, but unfortunately no end product. Dennis Bergkamp there to maybe stick a foot in. There is Gerrard again. Gerrard has done exceptionally well defensively today, and the ball comes out. Mertens plays a good ball to Mahrez, who tries to step it inside. Here's Gerrard. Looking for a long raking ball. Look at that for a pass to Riyad Mahrez. Inch perfect, in space. Mahrez battling his way to try and get a cross off or something. There's Mahrez. That's Dennis Bergkamp. Just waiting. Little flick from him. Steven Gerrard threads it to Dennis Bergkamp. Oh, that is so Bergkamp. That is such a Dennis Bergkamp goal. Steven Gerrard has had yet another fantastic game. And it comes time and time again. To be fair, he got on the score sheet today. He got 2 assists as well, which is not something that he's that accustomed to doing. I think he's got 4 assists now in about 11 or 12 games. That's his first goal, you saw there as well. Typical Gerrard goal. But he runs the show defensively. He will cover the back line. He will always track back. Despite having relatively low stamina, he always lasts the full 90. Not once have I had to take him off because he was that fatigued that he couldn't keep up with the play. So, despite the low stamina, I'm actually very impressed, and that performance was just typical. So as far as a quick verdict is concerned, before we start getting into chem styles and whether getting a baby icon is even worth doing it these days, yada yada yada, I tell you what, if you're a Liverpool fan, if you're a Steven Gerrard fan, this is a great card. And yes, of course, the 89-91 have their uses, and they are probably going to be better in most areas. However, I deliberately went out and bought the 86, despite the fact that I could have, not easily, but I could have worked it so that I got the 89, which is the mid icon. I couldn't afford the 91. But I was working it out, and I did find a way to get the 89. Much better pace. Much better balance and agility. He's got much better dribbling and ball control stats. Much better stamina, up there with 87 as opposed to 77. And he was an extra sort of 300,000-400,000. But again, I had that spare. The reason I wanted the 86 over the 89 was the 86 has much better defensive stats by 5 across the board. And the reason is I wanted to play him as a CDM. You would have seen me or you will see me rather, talk about that in just a second. But in the squad, he was in a CDM role. He doesn't stay in a 4-3-3, but he does go into a 4-2-3-1, and he is one of my CDMs. Doesn't score an awful lot of goals for me. But when he's in the area to shoot, he can shoot, as you've already seen. It's a lot of fun to use if you're a fan. As far as being a competitive player is concerned, we'll get to that in just a second. The baby Steven Gerrard might not appeal to many of you, but if you are a Liverpool fan, then listen up, because I watched the I think it's called Dare to Dream documentary on, I think it's on Amazon. It might be on Netflix. I've got no idea where it is. I think it's on Amazon. It's basically all about Steven Gerrard's Liverpool career, and there's obviously a lot of Liverpool in there as well. But it was a very good watch as a Liverpool fan, and it kind of made me want to play with him even more. It was like I just want to, I want to use him, and I'm a Liverpool fan myself, so the desire to use Gerrard and to do well with him in game, I think, in my personal opinion, and I've mentioned this a lot over the last few days, makes me feel like he has a better card than he actually is. Because if I looked at this on paper, I'd be going, well, he's fantastic at shooting and passing. He's got that going for him. He's a little low on dribbling. I don't like his agility. I don't like his balance. Everything else is fine. Defensively, he can do a job. I wouldn't necessarily play him there, but he can do a job. And his physicals are okay, although I don't like his stamina. And of course, acceleration and sprint speed are not great either. But because it's Steven Gerrard, I look at that and I think, yeah, that's fantastic. And that'll do, and I'll play with it. I don't care if he has like 50 across the board. If it plays like Gerrard in game, whereas he runs like him, he looks like him, that'll do. And he does. And for me, this card is great. With an Anchor Chem style, because I do use him as a CDM, it's a bit blasphemy, but this is a sort of later staged Steven Gerrard. His stamina is a lot lower. His drive, essentially, is a lot lower. If you went for the 89 or the 91, you'd get a massive boost in stamina. And, of course, you'd probably want to use him either as a centre mid or a cam to get the best out of those long shots and shot power. We've only scored 1 goal with him so far. I've played sort of 12, 13 games so far. Got a lot more to go, of course. But I really like Steven Gerrard in real life, so I like him in game. If you don't like him in real life, chances are you might not get on with him in game. But that Anchor Chem style boosts the stats up to 93 stand tackle, 90 slide, and does wonders for his physicals as well. Actually turns him into an 88 rated CDM, as opposed to the 84 that he is without the chem style. If we very, very, very briefly go and have a look at the in-games sort of tactics and things, we've got instructions on Steven Gerrard is cover centre, cut pass in lanes, stay back while attacking. He obviously doesn't stay back while attacking that much. You can get him to go forward quite easily. I play a relatively high line, so you can easily get in front of goal with him, edge of the area kind of stuff. You already saw me score a goal with him. It's not that difficult to get into the position to be able to let fly and then scream Gerrard at the top of your voice. That's basically how I've spent the last few weekend league games. But a very enjoyable card. The question is, though, is it worth getting? To sum up then, is this a card as a competitive player who is trying to break top 100 or trying to consistently stay elite? Maybe you're Gold 1 right now trying to break into Elite. Maybe you're scraping Elite 3 now and again trying to break sort of a comfortable Elite finish. Is this the card for you? No, of course it isn't. But we knew that before we went into the review. It's no surprise that this Steven Gerrard card is not going to be the card for you if you're trying to achieve sort of next levels in Foot Champs. However, that's not to say that you can't use it in Foot Champs, because I am more than I'm more than doing that right now, and he's not letting me down at all, not letting the side down, doesn't really drag my team down. In fact, he is one of my better players. He will track all over the field despite the fact that he only has 77 stamina. This guy's running is quite remarkable. He will not run out of steam until the 85th minute. And of course, you can always make a sub. If you've got someone like Fabinho on the bench or Kante or whatever, you can bring those on and they will robust the midfield and give a little injection of stamina there. But that aside, this card is good, and like I said, you can still use it competitively, as I do. But if you want a lot of fun from this Steven Gerrard card, that I can guarantee. I can't guarantee you results in Foot Champs with this, but I can guarantee you fun. As a Liverpool fan, you will not regret doing this in the slightest. Wherever you play him on the pitch, you will still have fun. And that ultimately is, and I keep banging on about it, but I tell you what, I've had people messaging me saying, you know what, I tried it. I built a team I thought would be fun, not necessarily good, and it doesn't matter that I'm losing because I'm enjoying the game. And that is all that we really need to be doing with this. I think we get too caught up in trying to grind results. We get too caught up in FUT Champs and in rivals and trying to hit the next level, trying to get our red player picks just to get disappointed, to go back into next week to get red player picks to be disappointed. What we need to be doing is building teams that we enjoy using with players we enjoy to be able to just go and enjoy the game. Steven Gerrard is the definition, as a Liverpool fan at least, of enjoyment. We did the Bergkamp review earlier today, and that's an Arsenal card essentially, and I'm not an Arsenal fan in the slightest, but I am a Bergkamp fan, and that was enjoyable, and this is exactly the same, but with the difference of this has a slight practicality to it in the fact that you could actually use it in FUT Champs if you're a Gold 1 player. Maybe you could get away with using it as an elite player, but you'd have to be a very good player with some better players around him. He's a great card, but he does have his flaws when it comes to things like agility, balance, stamina, etc. If you have enjoyed this review, do me a favour and smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.